Hello and welcome back to another session of GitPython maintenance, basically. It's Byron speaking, and we are looking at issue 320, non-ASCII files in the repository. So after a little back and forth, here's all the information that you want. Basically, in the moment you ask for untracked files, it seems you get unencoded or undecoded strings. Byte strings, basically. I don't know how it is on Python 3, you'll have to check that. And if you then try to add them, bad things will happen. So it seems that untracked files should return Unicode strings right away on Python 2 and strings on Python 3, but we have to check how that is happening. First, we have to reproduce this issue, which is basically rooted in untracked files, because you can very well add files to Git if these are Unicode or properly encoded, but this doesn't work with the return value of untracked files. All right, let's get a clean slate here first. And I think repo base has untracked files somewhere here. Okay, here's get untracked files. What do? We decode the line. So that's interesting. We decode the line already. So on Python, yeah, this should yield a Unicode, huh? And then we slice it, which then, slicing on a Unicode string is a bit problematic, I think. But in this case, it might even work, the prefix, right? So prefix should be fine to slice, because that is indeed represented by 2 bytes or 3 bytes in that case. That's just ASCII. Thanks to UTF-8's property to just natively include ASCII, we are fine here. And then we truncate it a bit. Oh, string escaping. We get rid of there if necessary. And then that's a cool way to do it. I don't know, probably I didn't write it, or did I? Did I write that? Ah, see, I didn't. Maximiliano Correa, thank you. Because usually the string encoding target here for decode, or string escape target for decode, is nothing that is part of my knowledge. Even though I've heard about it. I mean, it's not totally foreign to me, but I probably wouldn't remember it when it's time to use it. Okay, so finalize process, untracked files. So that is it. Good. Test untracked files. I was just guessing that there is a test that is called like this. So cool. Files. What do? We open them. Cool. So in theory, let's run this test. We could just add some Unicode stuff here, and we should be able to reproduce this error, right? Especially when we want to add them. Do we add them in the same moment? No, we shall just do this. Maybe at the end of this. Try finally. So we create the files. Assure we have all names there relative to the git dir. Yes. Okay. And then we could add them as well to try to see if that works. So oh, it's a row repo. No. So that's us. Yeah, so let's get a writable repo here first with RW repo. I think that's the one we want. Non-bear, please. Untracked files. So how does that work? I think then we get a repo, RW repo here, which also means all we have to do is do this. And then also we don't have to clean up anymore. That's very nice. And also that's a bit better than possibly polluting our own repository, which is self-row repo. That's a GitPython repository that you are in. Yeah, I might even assign myself here. All right. Cool. So here we are. Let's see, self row repo. We shouldn't refer to that anymore. And one more time. Yeah, oh, we are supposed to delete these files actually, because that's the last test here. So yeah, diff current, maybe I just copy this stuff out or back. Yeah, so that's the code we want to bring back here. Oh, actually, wait. Since we want to add them, this should also work. We add and we commit. And then we have no untracked files anymore. Even if we add, we don't have untracked files anymore. So row repo is gone. RW repo index add. I think we can just add the untracked files here. This is the idea, right? And that should work. And now I'd expect the test to work. I mean, we didn't add any Unicode or any non-ASCII character just yet, but we shall. So nose tests 2.7 git tests test repo. Is it test repo? Yes, it is. And then how is it again? Include or damn it, I always forget. Why do I forget? Nose test. Let's see if we still have something here. I just want to run this singular test there. M. Yeah. M it is. Okay. I think. So, untracked files. Good. So that even works. I'm amazed, to be honest. So now the fun part. The good thing is it's already parameterized, so we don't use any magic values here. In other words, I can just add a file here and it will work as expected. Let's write some French here. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think actually this is written. Cela vie. Okay, no. Comment ça va? Yeah, ça va is the one, right? Ça va uses this one. Ça va. Verboten. So there we have at least two special characters. And yeah. Let's see how that comes out of there. I don't know what kind of encoding this will be, and if I have to make it U to make it work, I will see. Cool. So where is that happening? It's in 332. Oh. But no encoding declared. Oh yeah, so we have to declare the encoding in the top level. This is the Python parser who can't deal with that, right? Well, do I have an encoding declared somewhere here? Repo base header. Yeah, my standard Python header still does the job. Okay, so now we add this here. Fair. Burton, here we are again. Let's see how that works. Should be better. Oh, interesting. So 347. Can it be that okay, so probably we have some encoding problem here already because the untracked files. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Now we get it. I think I should have, we can look at this. And see how this came out. Look, that's terrible. That's not how it's supposed to be. We might, that's Unicode already, right? Yo. So it's an encoding mess, right? Is this really what I see, or is it just something the shell shows me, or is it something Git shows me? I think it's something Git shows me. But let's see what the Finder shows me. Look, the Finder can do it. Okay, so the encoding is right after all. Just Git who is confused about this. And I am wondering if this always is the case. So what if I do it with the shell? Ah, there's the characters. 327 0308. Okay, it looks a bit different here, the encoding. Okay, let's do it like this. Yeah, Git still hates it similarly. That's good. That's acceptable. Good. So we seem to add it in a way that we kind of expect. Which is good. I just want to check one more time. To be really sure my other file also has been created correctly. Yeah. Looks like it. Good. So we forgot forgot to enclose the string in you know what. So we have two different files now. But anyway, that's all good. And we already run into the problem that we don't decode that stuff, huh? And I have no idea why that is, because apparently we do decode that stuff. Untracked files, which is here. But the encoding, I don't know, is lost, or we don't get Unicode out of the encoding, even though I think we should get a Unicode line there. So what's going on? Yeah, I think that shell can be closed. PDB failure. Yeah, so that's part of the untracked file, right? Oh no, that's our own file. Ooh. Again, I don't know if that is, that's supposed to be a Unicode string. Do I have to... Yeah, what the heck is going on here with the encoding? I have no idea. Jesus. Who shows me what? I think this usually will encode Unicode strings, so I think this is the real thing. Even though it doesn't look like it. So files -1 is this, and the length should be so that we have the number. I don't know, does it count the length of bytes or the length of characters? I don't think this is clear in Python. And yeah, at least I wouldn't expect that these characters actually exist, right? So that should be, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to count 100 characters myself here. All right. Anyway, so what else? Let's see what there is in untracked files. Okay, so what do we do here? We join the path and see if it's there. So in untracked files, we get this. So that is a... Look, why is that, of all the ones, not a Unicode? So this seems to be Unicode and this isn't. So let's see if we can decode UTF-8 here. Yeah, so I think this is where we want to be, huh? Does it change anything in terms of length? 15 versus 17. Okay, there we go. So indeed, this string literally contains the encoding statement here. The escaped characters, basically, whereas the decoded one doesn't. Question is, why does this, where it has to decode, not decode? Or why do we lose the encoding? Oh, man. Oh, I think this happens here, huh? So decode string escape, and then we probably have to decode the default encoding one more time. That's interesting. Look at that. Because the only difference really is this portion of the code. If you look at git status, well, we can't look at this anymore, but I think these special files, especially when they contain a, we might also want to, and now we have a space in here, which we didn't have before. You might want to put one here and have yet another file that doesn't have a space so that we don't run this code path again. So here we have a dash, for instance. Let's space it out a bit so that it's clear that we have no spaces now. And these underscore thingies we can also remove now. Doesn't matter. Okay. So yeah, I've changed the code already. Maybe this already works. Probably not. Ooh. Index uses an extension which we do not understand. Index file corrupt. Nice. Okay, so well, we have just added, I think that was an accident. I think we have added verbosely something that was incorrectly encoded, and now the index file is broken. So that's Git. I think we found another bug here, because all this stuff doesn't deal well with Unicode encoded stuff, apparently, which it should. I mean, after all, it runs on Python 3, and then you kind of think that possibly the encoding stuff is right, but not in that case. So the index file is custom implemented. It's a Python-only implementation or pure Python implementation of the Git index, and of course a lot can go wrong there. All right. So I think what I would like to do is to use a standard git add. So not this one, but this one. Untracked files that should expand to the right thing, but we shall see. And yeah, possibly the index will not be corrupted that way, and that's a good thing. Good. So apparently it works now. Right, and if you remove our fix here, it shouldn't work. Good. Let's check again what the original issue was. Cool, he uses git add as well. Ah, look, actually we found the issue that was originally declared here, even though it seemed like a different one. So in his case, there was an encoding issue indeed, but if it would have worked, then there would have been another issue that we ran into now. So yeah, cool. So let's try both. Let's be sure that both work, right? So let's have, oh damn. Yeah, I think we can easily do this by prepending this. How does it work like that, huh? So let's have a little loop here for run, and we shall have a add function, repo add or something, in enumerate, and now we go ahead. Yeah, I prefer tuples, even though, and yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We could use a list as well, obviously, but here it does have really no difference, except that tuples are fixed in their length, which is something I want. I would like to fix as many things as possible, keep as many things as possible immutable, because that will make your program better. Have a look at Rust if you don't know what I mean. So repo add, and then we have rw repo index add, and yeah, we could start with the one that works. Well, actually no, let's start with the one that doesn't work. We'll make testing easier. rw repo git add. So now we have what we need here. We shall substitute our run in here so that we have two sets of files. We discriminate them by run, like this. Is there a cool fast way to do it, except for manual labor? Maybe there is with my editor, multi-line editing, but I don't trust it if you have to. Oh look, it could have worked with the run stuff. Let's try. Yay, I could have been faster. Anyway, here we go. Now we have different sets of files. And for each run, now we should use the repo add function that we get here. And well, the first one should already yield a nice error. Unknown index and reformat. See, it's even kind of different every time. No, it's not different every time. All right, awesome. So we fixed one bug already, but the index add still does weird things. So what happens to our Unicode index base add? Where do we, we create blobs at some point. Entries added, preprocess, add items, entries for path. I don't know if that is the one that actually generates objects here. Because this would, oh no wait, the entries, yeah, it would have to read them. So here we want to have such a blob. Null binsha, okay, so we do not read the file just yet. But at some point, to relative path Linux, git relative path. Yeah, so here stuff goes wrong apparently. The thing is, this is UTF-8, and we do not alter this in any way. And maybe that's the wrong thing. Maybe we have to encode it. But if we would encode it, then it would encode it to I don't know. Actually, do we have some escaping in there if you encode it? Should we encode it generally? Or do we have some function that does it on demand based on what we actually have there? I think the latter is what we probably want to do. Variable undefined. Which one? I think there's something we can remove as well. So we should have some utilities to deal with Unicode stuff and to deal with Python 3 compatibility. I don't see it right now. Compat, git compat. So here it is. So how does that work? File type, byte ord, byte character, mv iter. I think it's dict iterator, right? Yeah. Value iter of a dictionary. What else? Then the Unicode type. So we can kind of test for this. We could say, well, if it's Unicode, then we will encode it to get bytes. We could do that. And I think that's as far as our utilities go here. Git db utils encoding string types, text type. Force bytes. Force bytes is, I think, what we could do here. This does all the testing for us. And it's just worth a test, actually. I have no idea if that will do it. But we could try. So here we have the apps path. Do we use it? Okay, so here you probably don't want to change the encoding, But here to native path, Linux git relative path, here you might want to force bytes. Yeah, that looks like something. Oh. Okay, so here we read the link and we force bytes as well. Interesting, so we kind of do this already. In Py3 read link is string, but we need bytes. And by 2 it's just OS encoded bytes. We assume UTF-8. Yeah, so all this is highly dangerous. And you don't really know. This can always fail. Yeah, so this could be it. Possibly, maybe. We shall see in a moment. No! Okay, that didn't fix it. If it didn't fix it, I shall remove it. Yeah, I might also want to look at force bytes. So if it's instance bytes, don't do anything. If it's one of the string types, encode with the encoding. Ooh, which is ASCII. That would also be dangerous. So we want to force bytes with default encoding. It seems this never ran because it should have failed. You can't ASCII encode these special characters that I have. So that would have failed. Force bytes. Ah yeah, and here we do the encoding is not for read link, the encoding is for force bytes. Makes sense. We just use it here. Base index and restore path. So maybe this is what's getting called here. Look at that. Let's try this one. Force bytes. Encoding is def enc. I would prefer to use def encoding here. Like this. Okay. Let's see if it runs. Oh look. We're getting somewhere. And now, okay, so now we have bytes here and it tries to do some decoding again. Probably it's some implicit one. 173. Serialize, entries sorted. Okay, I think it's a good thing. It's bad though that this just so happens to us. I hate implicit conversions, and apparently this is really what happens here. Yeah, well, where does the conversion happen? Tell me. Serialize, entries sorted. ASCII code, I can't decode byte, imposition, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So that's our encoded Unicode there. Even though I'm not quite sure if all that is correct, but maybe it is. Because I think we store these values just by providing a length for the string that follows, that is the path of the file that we are storing in the index. So in other words, I think what happens is that maybe the length of the Unicode character doesn't correspond to the length that we actually stored, to the thing that we actually stored. Still, where is that happening? I mean, if I would do some string operation, I could, you know, maybe it's here, the path, but I don't want to encode the path again or decode it. Come on. It shouldn't be necessary to use it, or is it? I mean, that's just an intermediate value then, but maybe that works. Okay. So now we seem to get further, huh? 180. So where's the entry sorted happening? Here. So we get further now. So apparently, it's interesting, apparently the comparison failed. Oh, now I get it. We had Unicode in here. Yeah, I think we had mixed things in here. We had Unicode in there. Let's make one of these Unicode as well, just to be sure. we had Unicode in there and non-Unicode, and then it wanted to implicitly convert them when trying to compare them, and this is where it happened. So I think we don't want to do this. Instead, we want to be sure that every path that we get here is actually a non-Unicode item or a byte string, right? So entries. So for us, this is only happening. Yeah. Entries sorted, entries for path. So here we want to do this. I don't know if that even runs, but force bytes should be consistently applied. Encoding is def enc. All right, where else do we do this? Entries append. Store path. Okay. So I think here we already do it, huh? Null entry handling, blah, blah, blah. Here we also do it, so let's see, maybe it works better now. Yeah. So again, what's part of the entries there, and why do we have mixed types? Does it mean we decode stuff at some point? Yeah, just here. I would be thinking that we read bytes and then deserialize, read cache. Okay. I think here we might decode stuff. Ah, see, so here the path is decoded. This is why it happens as it happens. Interesting. So maybe we are fixing it at the wrong spot then, huh? So maybe we should be sure that we encode it before we are writing it, instead of forcing bytes all over the place. Serialize here. Write cache. Let me guess, it's here. It is. Cool. So here, do we do an encoding? Damn it. Where is the path? Oh. I think here somewhere. Look, we do the encoding here. Good. So again, why does it not work then? Why do we get some weirdness? Maybe it's the length? Ah, we take the length before encoding it. I think that's the problem. Uh-huh. Cool. Very good. Let's try that. So force bytes, let's roll back the change here. Jesus Christ. Like this. This is something that was there all the time. Force bytes. Good. Cool. So now this is the neck breaker here. So we shall just encode the path before. And now we can do this stuff. Good. Let's try that. Yay! That was the actual fix. See, that was the bug. I think I mentioned this before, that we might actually get the wrong length there. And then there is an offset issue and things go awfully wrong. That makes sense. Cool. Man, 2 bugs at once. Thank you very much. So let's run the entire test suite just once while we prepare. Actually, wait, it's tox that we should use. Tox e flake 8, that's very important. Ah, is C or something. Cool. Flake usually hates me because I put some white space in places where you first don't see them and secondly where it doesn't want them. Py27, run it. In the meanwhile, let's prepare a commit here. Bang, bang, bang. That's quite an important one. Gee. Fix, well... encoding in untracked files and index. Untracked files could, if there were spaces in the path returned, re-encode the previously decoded Unicode string. Oh yeah, Python 3 I think we should test. That's kind of the most important one. We shall do this in a moment. Encode the previously decoded Unicode string thanks to a decode string encode or something, huh? Call string escape. Now we re-encode into UTF-8 afterwards. Edit test to assure this works indeed. Okay, and then index file add didn't handle Unicode correctly and would write broken index files. The solution was to compute the path length after encoding it into UTF-8 bytes, not before. That is that. So that definitely closes 312, I think it was. 320. And we are done. In theory, let's hope this ever... Is he still busy? He doesn't look so busy. Seems to have hung up or something. Yeah. Python 3.4 is more interesting. Actually, maybe I just run this one test in Python 3.4. 3.4, here we go. Oh, look, there we go. So we messed it up. So that doesn't actually work. Cool. Good we tested that. This is in repo base. So a string object has no attribute decode. I think we can do a force text there. Yeah. So that handles all the different types that we might have correctly and works in Python 2 as well as in Python 3. That's the idea. Compat text type force text. And that is UTF-8 by default, but we shall be explicit about that. Yeah, so Python totally sucks. It's a mess. And I wouldn't really want to write anything in that language anymore. And I'm not doing it. That's for sure. because it's just too unsafe. It's too difficult to get it right. And you kind of never know that something is wrong unless you run it. And yeah, it's quite terrible. Especially the split between Python 2 and 3 that now fails for me, see? Which makes development even more difficult. Damn it, where is it? Decode. Here it is. So here the encoding shall be default encoding. Force text, and that is that. Cool, so that should now work better. We see how far we get. Now it's... Excuse me. Interesting, apparently this never worked, huh? Because now it fails with file name stuff, and yeah, cool. We found another bug. So I should be able to force text again, but this time with... The thing is, the string encoding is something we always want to do. I'll probably have to encode it first and then decode the string escaping. Oh man, is this a good way to do it? Because if we end with this, yeah, I think the good thing is that we will handle the string escaping properly. And there could be more, right? There could be spaces that are escape. I don't know what it would escape, to be honest. But we could try to first force an encode and then decode with string escape, and then... Yeah, we could try that. What a blatant mess. Okay. Just make it work, right? Just make it work. So, encode, def enc, that should handle Unicode. Then we decode again. And then still force text. So the decode should already have text. But yeah, I think that might actually not work. Unknown encoding, string escape. Cool, so that has never been useful in Python. Cool, so we can't do it. We cannot do it. No, we cannot. I mean, is it... Wait, what do we do? We basically cut off these guys and then we do a string escaping that we want to decode. String escape decoding in Python 3. Python 3 string escape. How do you do it? Oh, Unicode escape. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so let's keep trying with that one and then just replace this with Unicode escape. Escape mode is string escape. If py3, then escape mode is Unicode escape. Thanks for breaking me. A-holes. Really? What the heck? Sure. I mean, it's okay. What am I saying? It's Python 3, right? They can break stuff. That's part of the deal when you increase the major version number. But still, do I have to battle it? I don't even want that anymore, this code. Damn it. So now, I think it's still this issue, huh? That we have to encode it first. So file name is file name encode def enc, and then we can do the decoding again. And I think that might now be the second one that we do. Yeah, that is the case. Oh my. So we now have to encode and decode again to get this stuff to work. Wow. If py3, I just hack it in now. File name is file name encode def enc, and then we decode with def. Does it make sense? Maybe I don't need it. Maybe only here I need it. Maybe in py3 this works. Let's try. What does py2 say now? Is py2 happy? Py2 is happy. Good, that's something. Py3 is not so much happy. 3, 4, 9. Yeah, probably because we, let's do the nasty one then. So we encode seems like something that makes no sense, right? And then we decode again. Okay, luckily this doesn't work. Awesome. So assert false. Good, so we end up there. Good. So that doesn't work at all anymore. And we could dig in. So let's try to figure that one out. Let's see what we get here. PDB failure. So files. Oh, so ASCII. So we have something that is not properly encoded, and we have a string already. Oh man, come on. So files 0. That works. Files 1. Files 2. Files 3. Okay. Unicode encode error. Tries to encode. What type is this? It's a string. That's good. So it should already be properly encoded. Why does this thing want to encode as ASCII, by the way? Can't it just keep the UTF-8 that seems to be in there? I don't get it. So let's do UTF-8 encoding here. It seems to be fine. Question is, where does it fail in 349? Here. So I don't get the right, yeah. I don't get it right then. Something doesn't work. Maybe. So what's untracked files then? Or no wait, the files we have, they are good, but the untracked files seem funny. 0. Okay, so that's already one of the guys. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's the other one of the guys. Unicode encode error tries to once again encode as ASCII. I don't know. And then we get perfect weirdness. Yeah, that must have been, you know what? I think you want to change this entirely then. File name. Yeah, so let's do this first. This is in any case good. And this is caping, right? File name, decode, string, escape. So that definitely only works in Python 2. Okay. Like this. And here we have to figure something out, basically. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's do if not py3. We are now kind of breaking it slightly, because in Python 2 we do the string escaping, and in Python 3 we do not. Or we might not even need it, but maybe we do. Let's see. So in py3 it's not working. Oh. Yeah, true. That's just my silliness here. So that Pyth 2 at least is good. Fine. Soon this will work. So again, oh look, so this is now a byte string, huh? No, that's a string. Okay, so what happened? So now something different happened. We didn't encode it, or I mean this, how long is that string? 30 characters. I think this is literally in there right now. Yet it's a string. How do we get this to work? How do I decode this? Do I have to encode ASCII? Because this seems to be valid ASCII. And then I get bytes, and then I can decode UTF-8 again and get this shit again. So the encoding seems to be totally broken. Maybe because we didn't do a string escape on these. So what if we encode as ASCII and then do a string escape, which is Unicode escape. Oh, okay, actually we got something. And if we encode UTF-8 again, then we should get the string we actually get. And I think that's better. Yeah, so now I get it. This is the string escape that comes from Python. Okay, so basically, this is what we have to do. Encode ASCII, then decode Unicode escape. Fuck me. That's incredible. And this is, I mean, look at the mess. I'm not even thinking about the allocation that's going on. First, we allocate a new string to get the ASCII encoding. Then we allocate a new string to decode it again, and blah, blah, blah. It's really as inefficient as it gets, but decode Unicode escape. I think then we get a Unicode string and we are good. The test shall succeed now. Damn it, hate you. Okay, did I miss anything? Actually, I don't think so. Python 2 should still work, yeah. Okay, but we are getting there, right? What's the time saying? 53 minutes in? No, incredible, man. 53 minutes of my life for Python. That's unacceptable. I shall ask my money back. So, actually, I'm not sure what else I should do. Maybe I should try to decode. Yeah, let's see what comes out of there. Maybe it's still not Unicode escape. We encoded it as ASCII, which doesn't actually matter, right? Because if this works, then it's all ASCII. Then we decode the Unicode escaping, and maybe we encode. We still didn't get the Unicode escaping in there. And now that we have a string after the decode, we can't decode again. So the cool thing is we have a dual encoding going on. So I think this and this just sucks because we can't encode both after another, because decode always returns a string even though the string is still encoded. So technically I'd say, well, now we have ASCII, so we can encode ASCII again, and then we can decode with the default encoding again, then we get the real thing. That would be my theory about it. Okay, so the encode ASCII already fails, which maybe means that we already have it. This should make no sense, right? And it doesn't, that's good. Okay, so all this is nonsense. So yeah, the encoding gets changed in the process because there's no exact match anymore between these. Maybe it's because of the Unicode escape and string escape, which are actually different things. This doesn't work on Python 3, I know, but yep. And maybe you want to have string escape. Which, you know, maybe the Python 2 version is a misnomer and should have been Unicode escape all the time. I don't know. Well, what do I do now? There must be a way. Okay. Debugger, help me. Num test untracked is probably 3 or 2. Okay, so none of the encoded files could be read. Yeah, I know. That's a string. Uh-huh. Okay, so why does it look so different? Look at this encoding. This seems to be a different kind of UTF-8 encoding, is it? Like UTF, I mean, how many bytes are these? That's 4 bytes. That's 32-bit per Unicode character. And I think that's one primary difference, huh? So if we use files, what is it? Files 3, files 2? Then you see that these are just encoded with 2 bytes respectively and not 4. So why does this encoding suddenly change? So it's C383. Oh no, wait. Here it's C3 A7, C3 B6, C3 A7, C3 B6. So it really stuffs in this 83 thing there. So 83C3, 83C2, this is stuffed in there. 2 bytes that it adds. It seems to be related. You know, this is probably still the same thing. It's just us not being able to compare Unicode correctly. So what is special about this? C283, huh. XC2. Well, we have XC383 technically, huh? Okay. It seems to have some sort of maybe a surrogate pair or something so that it still comes out at the same character at the end. Yeah, I'm not sure how I can. I think that's the right thing to do here. And we should, you know, what if I, for testing purposes, just disable this? Do we get through to the end or not? No such file directory. Okay, so it is indeed wrong. Yeah. Okay, so the encoding gets fucked up there. Is there some other way to do it? Okay, so good. That's a very good test here. It really is a good test. It tests everything. Okay, so yeah, let's print this file name. Like this, maybe. We should encode ASCII though. Just to see what comes out of there. So that's the string encoded thing. And look, there are just 2 characters respectively, and that should be the same in Python 2 and Python 3, right? So what comes out of there? Maybe what happens to the what's the line before? How does that look like? Maybe we make a mistake there. So that's a byte string. And the byte string is equivalent to what we see here. So that's not where the error comes in. The decode does nothing effectively. It's a weird way of encoding though. With \266, \303, I don't know what kind of encoding this is supposed to be, except for string escaping or Unicode escaping. Yeah, why does Python 3 get it wrong, by the way? I don't know. So in Python 2, what happens? I mean, it should look the same, right? We didn't do anything yet. Yeah, so that probably looks the same. Yeah. Encode ASCII, so that's just to get a byte array back, and then we decode the Unicode escaping. Whereas we do this here, I mean, sure, the Python 2 version does one additional step. It decodes this again right afterwards, and here we don't do it, or we don't do it right. So can we encode this as ASCII again? I think this doesn't work, huh? No, because then we have already some Unicode characters in there. This is what Unicode escape does. Is there something else but Unicode escape? Come on. Your example is actually UTF-16 data with escape decode from Unicode escape back to Latin 1 to preserve the bytes, then from UTF-16. Gee, wow. So see, it's kind of encoding mess there. And from UTF-16 LE. Encode Latin 1. So maybe this is something I want to do? I don't think so, but we might try. Probably not. Oh, okay. Decode UTF-8. Wow! Wow. Whatever. Whatever, dude. Jesus. So Python 3, huh? Awesome. I don't know. Nobody knows. Okay, so that works. I like it. Look at that beauty. I mean, 2.7 didn't change. That shall conclude this session. Fix encoding in untracked files. I have no idea why Py3 requires such a mess of encoding, decoding, statements, but let's just be happy it works. Also, let's be sure I never ever write Python code again. Ever. I mean it, totally. I will maintain this thing, but I will not really write anything longer than a 10-line utility script that I just use once ever again in Python. So that is that. Let's push it and be happy we are done. Thanks for watching and have a great day.